Follow me from my early childhood when I was first introduced to my musical idols, Kiss. And then ultimately touring the U.S., opening for Kiss with my own band, ZO2. Me and ZO2 went on to star in our own TV show, Z-Rock, on IFC. After Z-Rock, I went on to perform with the Tony Award-winning Broadway musical, Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812. And my new show, Wrestling with Joeylicious. Filled with unique and colorful tales of life in the entertainment business, my book is for anyone who has ever had a dream. Available now on Amazon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, how you all doing? Welcome to another dirty episode of Dirty Four Podcast. I'm Claudio Capri. This amazing guy next to me is Peter Bowen. And Joey Flammes and Victoria Blair, they're out for the night, but we have an amazing guest. We have Joey Cassata, a.k.a. Joeylicious.
Yo, what's up, boys? Wait a second. You guys have another Joey on sometimes?
Yeah. Joey Flammes. He's part of Dirty Four, but he couldn't be here tonight because he's taking some time off due to personal stuff that he has to do. Yeah. So tonight,
like what was the personal issues?
Yes, yeah. So
he's a bitch. Is that what you're saying?
Don't worry, I'm taking over his slot.
There we go. Exactly. Oh my God. So we have Jester all the way from Australia. She goes, "Hi, Joey. Hey, Peter. Hello, Mr. Handsome Claudio." And then we have Melanie Azaf. Yeah, it's Joey Cassata with a heart sign.
Hey.
So there we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Hopefully, people will be trickling in. They could be trickling
in. Exactly. Don't forget to, just before we get on to with Joy, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our page for awesome shenanigan episodes. Joey, how are you doing? It's about time that we have you live tonight.
What's up, boys? I know we've been trying to plan this for a while. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for doing this. Yeah, thanks for coming out, especially
you opened for Kiss. That's crazy. I didn't even know.
Exactly. You opened up. So that's my first question I want to ask you. So how was it opening for Kiss? How did you, what inspired you to do that?
So, long story short, my backstory is when I was a little kid, I saw Kiss for the very first time, Madison Square Garden, when I was 5 years old. And from that moment, all I ever wanted to do was become a drummer in my own band, maybe even be in Kiss one day. Next best thing, open for Kiss. So, fast forward, a lot of hard work, a lot of good bands, a lot of bad bands. And, that dream finally came true. I was with a band called ZO2, and we had just released our first record. We were an unsigned band, and we got our record in the hands of Paul Stanley from Kiss, and it just turned out that they had a cancellation on their upcoming tour with Poison, and they asked us, "Hey guys, are you free to do?" We were hoping maybe we'd get a date with them. We were going crazy. We would just have one show. They said, "Hey, you guys free for the whole summer to do 50 shows with us?" We're like, "Yes."
Nice. Holy.
So like ZO2, like, do you guys do like random music festivals or you do your own like arenas or theaters or something like that, or?
Yeah. So when this happened, we were just starting. We had literally just released our first record. We might have maybe had 15 live shows under our belt. We're all from the New York area. So we were playing, local scene in New York. We had never up until this point played a stadium or an arena or any of these sheds. And this tour really gave us our first opportunity. We went from playing in clubs to, 150, 250 people to opening for Kiss, in front of 15,000.
That's fucking
great. That is amazing. Holy crap. Go ahead, Peter. What were you going to say? No. Go ahead, Peter. Go ahead.
So how do you find? Because it's weird. Because I remember doing like like that type of crowd. Of like, how do you find like the acoustics in comparison to like that 200 to like 1,000? Like, do you find it was like a different like echo or like a different like feedback or?
Of course, different world, completely different world. I remember, my first. Obviously, I played clubs my whole life, but my first time playing a big arena like that. I'm a drummer, so when I was hitting my drums, I was getting this crazy echo and all the stuff happening. It took a good handful of shows for all of us. This is before in-ears. This is before, all that stuff. So it took a good handful of shows for us to get used to that big open sound.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Nice. Awesome. Okay. So, still relating to music. So, this is my number one question that I have, and feel free to answer this. How does it feel working with Chris Jericho? Because you mentioned on Joyful in the Ring that you and him are really tight. So, how is it working with him in the music world?
So it's funny. So again, backstory on me, my band ZO2, after the Kiss tour, what wound up happening in real life, we were really a kids band as well as a rock band.
Okay.
And to pay the bills and to pay for even going on tour, we had to get our own bus, feed ourselves, travel ourselves, hotels ourselves. We spent a lot of money on the road that summer. And to pay the bills, we were really a children's entertainment band. And we would do that on the side and actually make really good money doing this. And what wound up happening is we played a little kid's birthday party in front of this big agent. We didn't know he was an agent at the time. We just were playing a birthday party like it was any other Saturday afternoon. Right. And this guy came up to us and said, "Hey guys, you guys are not really like the typical kids band. You don't look like the Wiggles or Barney. You look like Aerosmith. What's your story?" And, we were always just trying to promote the band. So we said, "Hey, it's funny. We're actually playing Times Square in New York City tonight. Why don't you come down and check us out?" Again, long story short, he came down to check us out. It turned out that he worked for William Morris, which is one of the biggest agencies in the company in the world. We were just hoping to get maybe another tour. This was right after the Kiss tour, but he worked in the TV division. And he said, "Hey guys, I can't really help you with your music, but why don't we do something for TV with this crazy kids band during the day, rock band at night?" Yeah. So what wound up happening, after some meetings and development and script writing, we had our own TV show called Z-Rock on IFC for 2 seasons. And that's where I met Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho was a guest star on our show one time. And he played an exaggerated, wacky version of himself. And I played this obsessed wrestling fan. And it's kind of how we got into it. Let's just say it didn't end that well for Chris Jericho. In Chris Jericho, by the end of the episode, he winds up breaking his ankle, thanks to me. But it was a lot of fun, and we had a great time. And ever since then we became friends.
Nice. Okay. Awesome.
That's really cool. How is it like being like just? So was it like you guys were scripted? Like, did you have to like get the script and do the show like a regular movie or type TV show, or was it like free bird, like almost like Big Brother, like do whatever the fuck you want?
It wasn't a reality show. It was scripted, but it was more semi-scripted. So the way it would work is, we would have concepts for the show based off of our real lives. Obviously, I'm a really big wrestling fan in real life. So this episode with Chris Jericho was written around me. And in the episode, I just play this Uber fan, and we wind up playing this little kid's birthday party that's a wrestling-themed birthday party. And that's kind of the script. The script basically said, "Hey, you guys meet Chris Jericho at this birthday party. Joey, you turn into a little 12-year-old schoolgirl and start marking out as soon as you see him and start crying. And, you're so happy to see him. And then by the end of the episode, because of your Italian temper, he insults you the wrong way and you get into a little bit of a scuffle with him." So no lines were scripted, just kind of like placement of where the episode's going to go.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So you also, bring up the like wrestling. So now, what made you get into like the wrestling world?
Well, actually, wait. Just before you go to the wrestling part, like, can you explain like what happened with Chris Jericho's ankle? Like, what did you?
yeah, that's $1 million question right there.
You should go watch the episode. The episodes are streaming on the Roku channel on Roku TV. It's also all over my YouTube page, Joey Cassata. /youtube.com. You could see all 2 seasons of Z-Rock. We had guest stars galore, from Chris Jericho to Daryl Hall from Hall & Oates to Dee Snider and Dave Navarro and Joan Rivers. All these guys were constantly on a show. But quickly, like I said, Jericho kind of insults me that I'm only playing a tambourine and not really a drum set. Yeah. And, we're about to get into a scuffle. And I like to say that I really broke his ankle, but he really just trips and hurts himself.
Oh, got it. But for the
You
wrestling,
see,
for the wrestling
see-
storyline, you take it. You take that.
Yeah,
The
You take
wrestling
exactly.
that.
storyline, it was all me, baby.
Nice. You see the edit. It's like John Moxley has a baseball bat with what's it called those twines. Goes up to hits him in the ankle. He runs away like well, we didn't know it was Moxley. Oh man, okay. Oh, that is fantastic. All right, people in the comments, if you have any questions for Mr. Cassata over here, don't forget. Don't be shy. He's
Yes,
gonna
please
answer.
ask me anything. Melanie, Jess, I see all you guys on there.
Yeah,
Ask some
exactly.
questions.
Exactly, and don't forget.
Ask questions. Ask questions.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to Joey Cassata's YouTube page, and he also has an IMDb page, Facebook, Instagram. All right, so now $1 million question. So as I was saying before, so what got you into the wrestling world now?
So really, it's almost the same exact story that got me into music. Instead of seeing Kiss when I was younger, I saw, I'm from New York, and I would go to Madison Square Garden every month to watch wrestling. And it just so happens, I'm old enough, I won't say my age, but I'm old enough. I got to see Hogan win the title against the Sheik for the very first time. And that, that match, I'll say I was 10 years old and I lost my mind. And I became obsessed with wrestling ever since then. I would go to Madison Square Garden every month. I would, call the WWF hotline, every hour on the hour and, get my $300-$400 phone bill at the end of the month where my mother would want to kill me. But I was obsessed with wrestling ever since then. Being a kid growing up in the 80s and stuff, I think, all this stuff really had an impression on me. And it, luckily for me, what I got to do for the rest of my life was be a musician. Get to be friends with Kiss. And then after all of that, I got to work with these wrestlers.
Nice. Okay, so who are your favorite, even to this day, like who are your favorite wrestlers like you look up to and you're like, oh, I want to, I would like to work with them sometimes. Like who do you see that like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Again, growing up in the 80s, I'm a big mark for all of. I was originally a WWF guy, so Hogan was always my guy, Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior. But I was also fascinated with old NWA because I'm from New York, and I'm not sure if many people know this. It was hard to get NWA on your television in New York back then because WWF and WWE had that market, kind of closed up and, we didn't have cable at the time. So it was very hard for us to see NWA footage. So whenever I would buy an old Pro Wrestling Illustrated or The Wrestler, I would always gravitate towards Flair or Nick Bockwinkel or Harley Race, all these guys that I was almost like forbidden to see because I was from New York.
But was it like, did it have like did like the NWA have like almost like a UFC like stigma where like they thought it was like human cockfighting, so I guess they didn't want to put it on? Because I know New York was weird. New York was weird with like those type of things back then.
Well, NWA definitely had that stigma of being the realer wrestling organization, where WWF was always like, the circus and more entertainment. But it wasn't that it wasn't on New York television. It was more that WWE at the time had the marketplace and they weren't allowed to show NWA television anywhere. We only had, our regular network television. And at that time, NWA didn't have anything scheduled for those networks. It was only on, TBS at Saturday nights.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Dude,
man,
TBS was an underrated station, man, back then, because they used to have like something like Japanese anime that used to come in. It was
it's
wild.
True.
Yeah,
that's true. I remember.
Man.
It's like it's like anime and then followed by wrestling. You go, what the hell's going on?
I had like cousins up in Boston and stuff that would get NWA footage for me, and they would record it on old VHS tapes and send it down to me like bootleg tapes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, sick, man.
That
cool.
is.
Just Roll has a question for you. It's like, Just Roll has a question saying, Joey, have you ever been to Australia before?
I have not been to Australia yet, but I would love to tour Australia. I know my buddy Jericho and Fozzy are going to be there shortly. I think they're heading over there next month.
Yeah. No, they are. Okay, Peter, I got this.
Okay. I know you. I got
it, Peter. I got this.
I'm trying to click it up, man. I don't know what it is.
I know, man. Mine's delayed. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, no, awesome. So, okay.
Yeah, that's freaking cool. But like, I guess let's say you do like a duet type show, or I don't know how, like let's say you open for Fozzy or Fozzy opens for you. So I guess like is through there you see like more wrestling wrestling like other wrestlers or something like that, or like how would you like, do they mix or?
No, it's funny because, everyone thinks of Chris Jericho as the wrestler, but he's really established himself in the rock world as a legit rock frontman. And now Fozzy is really a legit band. They're on the Billboard charts right now with some of their new single, Sane, I think. They're in the top 20. So, when I'm with Jericho in that world, I'm going to be doing the Jericho Cruise again with him next month. Nice. When I'm in that world and we're doing music stuff, the Jericho Cruise is really the only spot that the two mix, because Fozzy plays. I got to jam with Fozzy last year. I jumped up on stage with them and did a Kiss song. Nice. But then, the next day I got to see Jericho in the ring and fighting with all the AEW talent. So that's the only spot where I really see those worlds mix for him.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I have to admit, no, he is a talented guy. Jesus Christ, like 30 something years in wrestling. I always see him reinvent himself.
How is those cruises like? Like how do you like them? Is it like you're just like relaxing on the freaking thing? They're like, all right, it's wrestling, and then they fucking just go.
There's no relaxing on these cruises. You're talking about up to 6 a.m. partying and drinking and having fun, and then waking up the next day and having wrestling all day in front of you and mingling with all these wrestlers and all these rock stars on board. Then you have shows all over the cruise ship. You have either a rock show to go to, or you have a live podcast with Jake the Snake or Jericho. And there's so much stuff to do. You really don't even have a minute to relax. You're always running around to see either the next event or be part of the next event.
Shit.
Jeez,
it's a great. Anyone who's on the fence about attending one of these cruises, especially the Jericho Rock and Wrestling Cruise, you got to get on there. I know there's even some open cabins since there's the new vax restrictions. So jump on that if anyone's interested. It's a great time.
Jesus, that sounds really wild. Oh man. Man, now Peter, yo, Peter, get your second vax, man. We could probably, be partying up like,
I don't want to die. I don't want to die for it. I just want to let me get my vax when it's.
Listen, you only live once. You only live once.
Yeah, you do. You do only live once.
You see us at 5 or more. You live the most shit ever.
Fuck it. I'm just gonna get my vax earlier. No. I do want to hit it up because it was funny. I remember I was at McDonald's once at Frontenac near Frontenac Metro, and this dude just. Like he was arguing with this McDonald's person. I guess he didn't get his burger on time. So he's like, what the fuck? I want my cheeseburger. And I'm like, really? You're going to yell at the person giving your food? Okay, whatever. And then he just started talking, wrestling with me for like the whole, like till like 4 a.m. And then this other dude came in. And then the other dude went on the cruise. He went on the Jericho cruise and he was telling like how much of a blast it was. But like, he was kind of like, he was mostly mumbling. So I was like, oh shit, I actually want to know like what's in this thing.
When you get people all of the like mindset and interested in the same things, all on a cruise ship or a vacation spot, anything like that, it's nothing but a great time because you all have the same interests. You can meet strangers at the bar and literally bullshit with them and talk with them for hours because you love wrestling, they love music, you love music, and you're just talking and you have all the same interests. You're with people of your like kind.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
That's freaking beautiful, man. But like I have one question for Zio too. So you guys do like cover songs for like for Kiss, and you have your own singles, I guess, or
no? It's all original. Zio 2 was a fully original band. We have three records out. We have a cover of a Kiss song we did for Kiss Eric Carr's. The old drummer for Kiss's memorial CD. We did a Kiss cover for that CD, but nice. Zio 2 is a fully original band.
Fucking cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice. That is great. So I want to focus a little bit on Joeylicious.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about how did you come up with that character? What inspired you to be the Joeylicious?
So again, it's funny. Like my life could have taken two paths. It could have been my passions were, like we talked about already, music, drums, and wrestling. So it just so happens I wasn't big enough to be a wrestler. Back in the 80s, there wasn't necessarily a lot of spots to train to be a wrestler when you're a young kid. So music was just an easier path for me, and I really gravitated towards drums, and I got really good at it. And that's the route I went, and I made it my career for my whole life. And then, once I got into acting and I got into Z-Rock and all that stuff, after Z-Rock went off the air, I had that acting bug. And I said, you know what? I might not be able to become a real wrestler right now, but it's still a passion of mine. I still watched it religiously. I said, you know what? Let me take the Sylvester Stallone route, where he wrote a script strictly for himself in Rocky. He did not want anyone to star in this script but himself. He knew nobody could play Rocky as well as he could. And that's kind of the route I went with Joeylicious. I went on some acting auditions and stuff, but I'm a good actor, but I can play Joey from Brooklyn. I can't play a rocket scientist. I can't play, I don't know. I'm pretty limited on my parts, but I can kick the shit out of a part that's Joey from Brooklyn. Yeah. And, I decided to write a show based around wrestling. Yeah. And the premise of wrestling with Joeylicious is me. It's almost like, what if my alternate lifestyle really happened? It's me. I'm in my 40s now. I'm still trying to make it as a professional wrestler. I'm in the really lowest rung of the indie scene, struggling, playing it in front of, second graders and nuns in these grammar school gymnasiums. And I'm really struggling trying to make it as a wrestler. And what happens is these wrestling legends that I have on board with this show, as you could see from Peter's screenshot over there with Jake the Snake, these wrestling legends come to me and give me advice to help me along the route of my career. Of course, it always ends terribly. They never give me good advice. I'm always either unconscious by the end of the episode or, Roddy Piper suffocated me in a sleeper hold. Something always bad happens by the end of the episode. And that's really the premise of the show.
Nice. Awesome, man.
Okay, Joeylicious. It's like you're almost like you could be like the coach from back in the day, like not like the original one is like, oh, welcome Canada, and freaking he's just doing his thing, but you're actually like in the wrestling. That's kind of cool. I like that.
I know.
Check it out.
Honestly, I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart as well. It's like you inspire me. It's like no joke, because I'm working on something too, and I'm like, and then you're like. I know you're going through this because when I'm writing something, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be, myself. I don't want to be cocky. I think this role is going to be good for me. But then after I pitch it to other people, like, well, this character that you wrote should be good. And then I'm like, no. I think, I wrote this with myself in mind and some other people, so no, that honestly, kudos to you that they actually have the power to actually have yourself in this, because I understand the film world and all. It's all because someone was telling me, oh, you can't, if you're writing this, you can't cast yourself because you have no acting experience. I'm like, yo, Sylvester Stallone did it, and now Cassata is doing this. So
you can do it. The only people that tell you not to do something and that you're going to fail, chances are they already tried something and failed themselves. So don't listen to those people.
Exactly. Oh no, Peter and I know some people. We're talking about that.
We were talking about it earlier. To be like, this is how you do comedy, and then you see them go on stage, they bomb. It's like, I'll get the fuck out of here. Like, you're not even.
Exactly.
There's like they always want to play safe. But, sorry, what are you saying?
Never take advice from people under you. Always look above you and see take advice from people who are successful. And, try to model your work ethic against theirs. Don't listen to the only people that will ever criticize you are the people that aren't as good as you. The people above you and that are better than you and that are more successful from you will never criticize you. Listen to them.
Yeah, I agree with that, because I'm like, now it's like I mean, I don't know if you're watching movies or shows or anything like now. I feel like the writing is writing right now. It's like it's getting bad. Like, it's just, so then all these other shows that come out with based off of like a novel or animated, they're like, oh man, it's amazing. It was like, yeah, because they're just free spirited. Like, it's not like they're not caged to like a set of rules. Like, oh, you got to put like these 5 characters because that's what's in right now. It's like, oh fuck it, like you look at, like, to me, you look at it, like, I'll look at the WWE and I'm like, and that's why I slowly dropped off over the years. Like, I'll come in and out, but it's like I can almost see where the storyline's going, and I'm like, and then when it happens, I'm like, oh, this is like come on, man. Like, I can't be like out of it, come back in, see it, and I already know where it's going. Where AEW, I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck's happening. So I'm like, oh fuck it, like, all right, cool, like I'll watch that and freaking.
I couldn't agree with you more. There's nothing worse than being cookie cutter or predictable. There's nothing worse than that. Yes. And unfortunately, in the society we live in today, these networks, these companies, these big wigs, they want to be safe. And the easiest way to be safe is to do something that's either already been done. Like, how many remakes do we see in movies today? Oh, look, it's another Fast and Furious, or it's a remake of an 80s movie, or it's because it's safe. It's a proven commodity. There's no reason for them to take a chance on a new product. Same thing with WWE. WWE won't let their wrestlers go out there. They won't even call them wrestlers. Never mind that. They won't let them. They won't let them go out there and talk for themselves and kind of organically have storylines develop. They're going to have people writing for them in the back. And you said it perfectly. You started fading away because you can already see what's coming. It's predictable. Nobody wants predictability. That's why AEW is going to slowly overtake them, because when you're watching AEW, you go, wow, oh shit, I can't believe that just happened. When was the last time you said that in WWE?
Actually, I said this,
like Money in the Bank when Edge won. Like that's the last time
for me. For me, and I said this, and Peter, I said this many times. Is when Shinsuke won Intercontinental Championship, because on WWE, I love Shinsuke, and he's probably one of my favorite wrestlers, because Edge, on Edge, I'm like, because they're overdone already. But so if WWE was watching, give Jeff Hardy a good story. Anyways, so going back to Shinsuke,
just go to AEW, man.
Yeah, like Shinsuke, he won, and I'm like, it's about time. Like it was like what, 5 years that he won Intercontinental Champion, and then. When they let go of Dean Ambrose, aka John Moxley, and now that he's on AEW, I'm like, this is what, like, they're unleashing John Moxley. And since we're talking about Jericho again, I mentioned this before. I love Jericho because it took him every time you see Jericho, he always progresses. He always has something new. I just love his storyline where he's going with AEW right now. If he was still on WWE, it was just going to be a predictable toss on the side. You know what?
List there or whatever.
Well, I hate to give him credit because we always bust each other's balls, but he's very smart. He understands that things get stale, and before they get stale, move on. Like you just said, if he was still in WWE, they would still have him doing the list. And he'd be on all the way on the bottom of the card because it's getting stale, and they don't even realize it. AEW, the most organic thing in the world happened, which was a little bit of the bubbly. None of that was scripted. He just was going. They were filming him backstage in this segment, walking after he won the title, and he just happened to be quoting some things that he loves, and it turned into the next big thing. That's how things organically happen. You can't have these writers in the back scripting. They have 10 writers scripting 40 wrestlers. So all 40 wrestlers sound exactly the same.
Exactly. But, like, for example, just, again, like going back to WWE, it's like when Roman Reigns was going to be signing with Finn Balor. Right. And everyone's and for me, like, I love Finn Balor. I love the Demon. And I'm like, oh my God, it's about time that Finn Balor is gonna actually try. And I was excited. I'm like, oh my God, just tune me in. Then just as he's about to sign, you hear there was I think it was Baron Corbin who came out, beat him up. There was another wrestler who came and beat Baron Corbin. Jeff Hardy came in, and I'm like, it's about, and then he loses, and then it keeps going and going. I'm like, what the hell is this bullshit? See, AEW doesn't do that because AEW keeps their words. If they're ever going to be like, let's say they would do a SummerSlam, they would keep their word, and they're not going to give you like, oh, this guy's coming. Oh, no, oh, this guy's coming on. Like that to me works a few times. But they're doing it every year. They're doing it every year.
The good thing about wrestling with Joeylicious too is, these wrestling stars that we have involved in the show, we've already filmed with so many of them already. Like I said, the new episode with Jake the Snake is out on YouTube right now. You can see some of the old ones on Amazon Prime right now too. The Jake one will be up there soon, but you can go to YouTube and watch them. But the great thing about these wrestlers, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I started this show as well. These wrestlers who can't wrestle anymore, unfortunately, but they're still superstars. They are magnetic. When they get in front of a camera, they are so electric and funny and quick and so spontaneous of some of the things that they say still. I wanted to utilize their talent in a way that no one else ever thought of. And that's really where this Joeylicious concept came from, of having these legends come and give me this wacky advice. They're playing these exaggerated versions of themselves. So Jake the Snake can, we have not to give away the plot of the episode, but I'm a big Saturday Night Fever fan, that movie with John Travolta. And that was filmed right in Brooklyn underneath the Verrazano Bridge. So I had the idea, let's get Jake the Snake and I will recreate one of the scenes, not recreate it word for word, but kind of a spin-off on that scene under the Verrazano Bridge. And him and I are arguing about Saturday Night Fever, whether it's a good movie or a bad movie. He prefers the sequel, Staying Alive. And I call him an idiot because everyone knows Staying Alive was the worst sequel ever. Yeah, and he goes into, one of his favorite, and this is off the cuff, he says, no, Staying Alive wasn't the worst sequel ever. Grease 2 was the worst sequel ever. And I'm like, you know what? And it's just so organic the way these guys perform. It really highlights some of their talents.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
But it's a smart show. It's a smart show because and it's something that I remember. I think it was on Joe Rogan's thing that came up for comedians. But then I started hearing it in wrestling podcasts, and I had to put it for wrestlers too because I was always wondering if maybe the old school guys were better just because of the lifestyle on the road, like them drinking, partying, and everything like that. And then where you got most of these guys now, they're almost training to be like athletes. So they're like, okay, I gotta be focused. I gotta know my script. Where back then they're like, yeah, they train and shit like that, but like they didn't give a fuck. They're like, fuck it, we'll just go out there and just have a blast. Like we live life, like just.
Yeah, and they had the freedom. Ric Flair would be out all night long. He would come in hungover, and then they would hand him a mic and say, hey, Rick, and tell the crowd about the next pay-per-view and entertain them for a few minutes. And he was so great and so smart. He wasn't good when he first started. It takes years to develop that.
Absolutely.
WWE doesn't let their stars develop into their own personalities. They try to force feed a personality down their throat with a script. And, they're not script readers. If I give these, wrestlers scripts to read in my show, Wrestling with Joeylicious, they're not going to read the script and be good. They need to have the freedom to be themselves and to go off the cuff. That's what made wrestling great. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big wrestling fan as far as in-ring work, but the promos were always what got me hooked into wrestling. When I saw Jimmy Snuka on the mic, or if I saw Hulk Hogan cut a promo, that's what I wanted to see.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Same thing. I couldn't agree with you more. Like for example, going back to WWE when Dean Ambrose was there, who fought Brock Lesnar because Moxley's the violent wrestler that from the 80s that's why I love him. But at one point, if you didn't see the match, it's on YouTube. But at one point, like Dean Ambrose takes out a bat, the bat with the wires around it, and he's kissing the bat, and it showed that he wanted to really mess Brock Lesnar, like with the fluorescent lights on the floor and bringing back good old blood sport, But the moment. And I've been hearing some stories that Dean Ambrose was having issues with WWE because just punching and doing moves, but none of these violent. I'm like, and then when I saw Dean Ambrose finally doing all this, I'm like, this is a Dean Ambrose that we need. This is it. And then when he was about to leave, and it showed in his face, I was pissed because he couldn't do any of the stuff that he wanted to do. I'm like, what? This is like, come on, just let him loose. Give him a scenario, but let him fucking loose. And this ties into what you were saying. Like you need to let people loose.
But and to add on to that, because the older wrestlers that you have on, maybe they can't wrestle, but like cutting a promo, that's like crucial for everything right now. So and they still have it. They still got the acting, like underrated actors, and they still got the bug. So it's like, now to come on your show, just cut a promo. It's like, these guys can make it can make it more live, and the fact that you give them the freedom too, it's like, dude, that's beautiful.
The only reason wrestling works in the marketplace ever is because you want to see two guys beat each other up. Not to beat each other up, because there has to be a reason why they hate each other. And if the reason why they hate each other isn't good enough, then you don't care who wins, who loses, and you don't want to see the fight. Hence, you don't care about the fight or the wrestlers. The storyline behind the fight, building up to the fight. That's what makes sense. The Jericho thing that they just did on, I hate to keep giving him credit, this son of a bitch, but the thing they just did on AEW with MJF, they're building it for over a year with the trials and all this different stuff. You want to see them fight at the end of the day because they're building this storyline up so perfectly. Yeah. At the end of the day, you want to see a climax. Yeah. If you see the same fight on Raw or SmackDown every week, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. And going back and going back to SummerSlam when the Demon first appeared on SummerSlam a few years ago, right? I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be the Demon versus the Fiend. But at first it was the Demon versus Bray Wyatt, and then I'm like, oh my god, they better fight. And then years pass on. I'm like, where's this fight? And then Bray Wyatt got let go, which is and in my opinion was a big mistake for WWE. Thank God I love AEW even more because now he's going to be called the Windheim Tribe. I can't wait. Yes, sorry.
I hope. Well, we are we sure?
Yeah. Well. No, I've been reading about.
I'm just sharing our stream. I'm not texting.
Yeah. No problem.
You do what you do.
Exactly.
Hey, I know you got the groupies, so I
exactly. But when I heard that the Windheim Tribe, is going to be on AEW, I'm like, now we just want Finn Balor to be on there so they can have that freaking match. Like I was waiting for this for 2 freaking years for the Fiend versus the Demon. You know how cool that would have been? Mind you, we all know what was going to happen. If that happened, it was probably going to be Roman Reigns who's going to come in.
Yeah, but it's okay. The build-up, you still want to see it.
Yeah,
you have to give that build-up. Again, without that build-up, the fight doesn't mean anything. Even in UFC and MMA now, and with Conor McGregor, he's constantly setting up the next fight. I don't know if you saw him at the VMAs last night.
Yeah, with Machine Gun Kelly. Yeah,
of course, he's setting all his next stuff up. They're going to pay $35 million to see him and Machine Gun Kelly go at it, or whoever he fights.
Yeah. So Joy, if the three of us set up a fight. And then we'll make a side series called "Fighting with Claudio, Peter, and Joy."
Why?
Because
we're being too nice to each other. We got to start ragging on each other. That's the only way the fight build up works.
Yeah,
you
true.
Build up work. Yeah, or we start picking on models in the indie scene. So like all these girls, you picking fights, and then it's like a mud wrestling match. It's like guys against girls, and we figure that out. We'll figure it all out, man.
Oh, good.
We'll call it the Bukkake Slams.
There you go. So Joey, so out of all the wrestlers that were on your show, who was the one that stuck out to you? Who was the one like, oh shit, this is amazing? Like this person's amazing.
I mean, God, really every one of them. I'm looking at all my old LJN figures, as we're on the podcast right now. And all of these guys that I have on, every single one of them have been heroes of mine growing up. There's not one guy, when I started this podcast, this show, Wrestling with Joeylicious, the first guy that I got was the reason why I got into wrestling, which was Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Hey,
and he was the reason why I started watching wrestling. When I saw him and Don Morocco go at it on a Saturday morning one time, and Don Morocco he spit on him and Snuka rips off his clothes, I was hooked for life. And when I got Snuka on for the very first episode of Wrestling with Joeylicious, that opened up the floodgates, because once I had Snuka on board and I showed the world what the comedy was in this show and how I was going to portray these wrestlers on my show, that is really, really, really how everything started, because then I didn't have to reach out to wrestlers anymore. There's the Canadian heartthrob himself, Mitch LaFon. I know that boy. So these wrestlers, I would wake up in the morning and I would have text messages and voicemails from Ric Flair. I got about a 2-minute voicemail from Jimmy Mouth of the South.
Nice.
Hart. Hey, baby, you got to have Jimmy Mouth of the South on Joey. And he talked like a mile a minute. I couldn't understand one word he was saying. So it was so weird that all of these legends started reaching out to me.
Nice.
So, Snuka and his beautiful wife, Carol, opened up the door to all of this to really become a reality.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Actually,
So Joe in the
we
ring.
have a question.
Yeah. Will
Yeah,
we ever see
give-
Joeylicious versus Jericho?
So funny you should mention that because so since the pandemic, Wrestling with Joeylicious, the production had to halt because of the pandemic, just like everywhere else. And when that happened, my partner and I can't sit still. Like I didn't sit still. I didn't sit still during the pandemic.
I'm good.
What I did was I decided to pivot. And instead of doing the production of and filming Wrestling with Joeylicious, we turned season 1 into a 2-part book series. Okay. So the first book came out last summer. It was the #1 wrestling book in the country for over a month. We beat Jericho. We beat the Young Bucks. We beat the Young Bucks. We beat everyone. We were the #1 wrestling book in the country for over a month. Part two is almost done. If anyone of your fans out there read part 1, and if you guys haven't read part 1 either, part 1 ends on a cliffhanger, and I'll give it away. You guys should go read it. It ends on a cliffhanger that Chris Jericho will possibly be giving me or someone a shot, an unknown fighter, much like the Rocky storyline, a shot at the title.
Oh, shit.
Book 2 and part 2 of season 1 of Joeylicious, if we get to film it, is all about that. How Chris Jericho, almost becomes my Apollo Creed in a way more of a comic sense than anything else. And he possibly gives me a shot at the title, and it ends in a complete mayhem of comedy. So book 2 will be coming out soon. We don't have the title yet, but it's gonna be something along the lines of, I don't know, battle atop Mount Jericho or something like that.
Oh, so that is
he will be heavily involved in the next series.
Yeah, because you know what, I remember when the UFC they have their belts, but when they made the bad motherfucker title, I was like, shit. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, that's something wrestling should like they did that with the hardcore title, but they need something like that. Like they need to make a title on the spot. Like you don't need a title to be a main event, and wrestling's perfect for doing pay-per-views without
of course.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That is fantastic. So this is a long shot. So who are the new wrestlers you would ever have on fighting with Joeylicious?
When you say new wrestlers, you mean like today's wrestlers or guys I'm looking to get?
Everyone, guys looking to get the new wrestlers of today who would
would you promote newer guys coming in?
Yeah.
So
oh my God. Again, we're open to anything. We would love. So, again, depending on how book 2 ends up, if Joeylicious winds up getting a shot at this title, maybe he wins the title. Who knows what happens? We would love to see, where that goes from there. Obviously, Joeylicious is not a good wrestler, but I would love to get some of the AEW guys involved and some of the young up and comers involved. We got Jake the Snake from AEW already. Obviously, Chris is a good friend of the show, and he's going to be heavily involved in book 2. So I would love to enter that world or some other indie scene where we have these other guys, from these big organizations come in to kind of make cameo appearances.
I have questions. You're probably gonna know. Okay, Joe in the ring, Peter probably know what I'm gonna ask, but I have to ask this anyways because I'm such a big fan.
Okay.
Do you picture Joeylicious ever fighting Paul White, Bray Wyatt, or John Moxley? I'm just saying.
I mean, listen. Of course, I would love to fight those guys.
That would be amazing.
I mean, and don't get me wrong. Fight them in an acting sense. I'm not getting into a real ring with these guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Joe. I agree with you.
If I write the script, I'll kick their ass.
Yes, 100%. And please, I'm just saying, if you're gonna have John Moxley enter the ring, please put back his song "Unscripted Violence" because the new one that he comes out to, I'm like, listen, I love that song, but I'm like, ugh. No, it's not Moxley. What are you guys doing? No, don't turn him rated PG-13. And when he has unscripted violence, he smashes a glass in his head. And that's the rated R.
Speaking of hardcore and unscripted, so I don't know if you've seen the episode we had with Mick Foley. So Mick Foley, the 3 faces of Foley, or in Wrestling with Joeylicious, we literally had the 4 faces of Foley on. We had Cactus Jack, Mick Foley, Dude Love, and Mankind. So, all 4 of them by the end of the episode, wind up, hardcoring Joeylicious to almost to death. So it gets
Nice.
pretty, it gets pretty bad when, you got Mr. Sacco in your mouth while Cactus Jack is hitting you with a barbed wire baseball bat.
Yes.
So it can get pretty violent on the set of Joeylicious.
That's cool.
Obviously, obviously the blood's not real. I'm just saying.
And groovy with Dude Love, man. You get a little groove in there.
Oh yeah, exactly. You gotta add.
Oh yeah.
You have to add, Dude Love in there.
I like Dude Love. Dude Love was it was such a weird. Like I remember when he first came out with it, I was tripping. I was like, dude, what the heck is happening? Like you remember him as like the psycho guy, getting buried alive, and then all of a sudden he just comes out. You're like, what the fuck? Like why is he cool?
But that's what makes Foley so great. Again, Foley is so great because of that. You don't want to see the same thing over and over again. You have to reinvent yourself. Cactus Jack, and even Mankind up until that point played out its course. You needed to change it up, and he went pure comedy with Dude Love. Therefore, when he went back to Mankind and or Cactus Jack, it was just that much more invigorating.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but even when we went back to Mankind, he wasn't the same. He had like the business shirt and the tie. Right. Like he changed it a little. I did miss the old school Mankind, but like that Mankind was still cool. Like I liked it. It was different. It was different.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I just for me was I'm not a fan of Mankind. I don't know what it is. It never hit me. I'm like, all right,
he had a lot of high flying spots, man.
Yeah, well, for sure. Back then when WWE was. Not playing it safe, but especially with him. Now it's just like now all we're seeing is Brock Lesnar fighting Roman Reigns again. I'm like, who cares? It's only happened for the past 2 years. Sorry, I'm just ranting a bit, Joy. Sorry about that.
No, you're right. I'm with you.
Like imagine Mankind coming out today in today's wrestling.
It would work. It would work.
No, it would not work. It would not work.
It would be what they tried to do with Bray Wyatt. They didn't know where to go with it because they couldn't get Bray to the next level. They tried to do with the burning and all that stuff. It just
Well. I mean, oh no, sorry to cut you off, Joe. You're going to say
no. Go ahead.
Oh no, because here's the thing. I agree. I agree. So when the Fiend got lit on fire and then he came back, I was stoked. I'm like, all right, let's see where this is going to go. And then when he fights Randy Orton, I'm like, oh, shit, this is a big hype. And then I'm like, oh, my God, I can't believe I wasted my time watching The Fiend lose when I could have been doing other stuff that's not related. But I'm like, and then he keeps losing. And I'm like, why? Like, where were you guys going to go? That's why I hope the Windheim tribe is going to, oh, my God.
Obviously, you guys are big wrestling fans. I'm into there's the new version of NWA right now on Fight TV.
Yes, I was hearing about it.
Billy Corrigan from Smashing Pumpkins owns it.
Yeah.
And
shit.
It's really old school NWA studio wrestling. They film it in a studio.
Yeah.
It's old school promos in a studio setting, not a big arena where one guy's on a ramp every week. One guy's sitting in the ring. They're yelling at each other from 300 yards away, but they never go and attack each other.
Yeah.
This is old school. If you put it on any 80s NWA or even WWF, they're sitting in a studio talking face to face with a commentator in between them, and eventually they go at it, and it's really fun. It's on Fight TV, NWA. It's great.
My God. I just imagine something like let's say we're to an episode like that, and Joy, you're the commentator, and Peter and I be in the middle of you, like, oh, I'm going to bring you down, Peter. I'm going to bring you down. Oh, fuck you, Peter. I'm going to bring you. Well, that's what we basically do at comedy.
But
I'll bring you down.
Is that something you'd be interested to, like doing commentary for other events or?
Oh, I would love to. Sure. I would absolutely love to do that. I mean, again, anytime I could talk about wrestling or Kiss or music, I'm all for it.
Yeah. I'm like, because I know, I remember Fight TV used to have they have their Robin Black has the MMA thing and stuff like that. Like you could have your corner, Joey Cassata's freaking, Kiss corner or something like that. And it's fucking just fucking go in, talk about all the indie to whatever wrestling events you want to talk about.
Absolutely. It's definitely, I would love to do stuff like that. Again, it's all stuff I'm into. I have so many, like Claudio mentioned before we went on, I have so many things brewing and going on and, always working on new projects and touring and wrestling with Joeylicious and writing the next book. There's so much stuff on the horizon. You know, I have to. I don't know how not to keep busy, so I just keep going. So yes, I would gladly do something like that.
Nice.
So and if like I know that Jofo is going to do a Jofo Jam. I don't know where are you? I forgot to ask which part you're at. Are you in the States or you're?
I'm in the States.
Brooklyn, right?
I'm originally from Brooklyn. I'm in New Jersey now. Yeah,
New Jersey. Oh, okay. So like if the Jofos were to, like, let's say, do like a Jofo Jam, and let's say they could take it across whatever. And me and Claudio have like a wrestling match. Like, would you referee that match?
Oh my God, I'd be honored to.
God. Oh, that'd be good.
We could do it. We could do it. We could start doing promos, Claudio. We could.
Okay, don't worry, Peter. I'll
just spit you in the face. And
that's okay, man. I'll stab you. I'll stab you. You know what? We're going live. Enjoy, and this is gonna be awkward for Joe. But Peter, I'm gonna bring you down, Peter. I'm gonna bring you down like John. I'll be like the John Moxley. But then after three of us,
you're bringing up his character. What are you talking about?
No, don't worry, man. Don't worry, Peter.
I liked. I want to see where this goes, Peter. Don't let him talk to you like that.
Actually, you know what?
No, that's all good.
When I was younger, I've always wanted to go into wrestling. But then I just got the fear, like because I actually had my own character too. It was like a mix of John Moxley and the Fiend. But back then I was just called Claudio I forgot about. Oh my God, was this Claudio the Wop or something like that? Because I was just gonna have a fat beer belly and just go on stage and just like poke people in the face and then just like cheat my way. Oh man,
and again, you know, that's all of us. That's why all of this stuff works, especially like I said, you know, not to keep going back to Joeylicious, but the same thing. That's where he originated from.
Yeah,
I'm the same as you guys. When I was a kid, I made my own wrestling character, of course, just like Dude Love, just like Mick Foley did. And I used to have, a league, me and my buddies, when we were 12, 13 years old. We had our own wrestling league, but we would do it in my house. And I had wrestling mats, from wall to wall, and we would call the wrestling room Madison Square Room.
Nice.
And we would beat the crap out of each other. We would have battle royals where you'd have to throw each other out of the room to win. So, we all grew up the same way. Wrestling fans are so funny because we all grew up the same way. We all liked the same things. We all did the same things, created our own characters, made our own belts out of cardboard or whatever else we used. We're all one big family.
Yeah, and then your Italian mom like, Joey, make it cut stuff. Why are you breaking everything?
Of course. Yeah. I used to go through the walls. You son of a bitch! What are you doing in there?
See, that's what I do. I'd talk. I know if I were to cut a promo, I'd probably have to draw, since I can't afford a dead horse. I'd get like a horse head and just be like, the conversation's done, and I just drop the horse head and then just walk off. Freaking Godfather.
Hold on, one of us has to light each other on fire. Because I want to come back, and now hold on. I don't know if this is merchandise stealing, but I want to come as the Fiend, but call it Fiend. Take out the
Peter. He sounds like he's volunteering. I vote he's the one that goes on fire, right? We'll light him.
Yeah, we'll light him on fire.
And then Joy
BK Wap. No,
and then Joy's like, oh, don't worry, guys. This is purely CGI. Claudio's not on fire. I'm on fire. Don't worry.
And then well done, Wap.
Yeah, basically. Oh my God,
we could do. Yeah, we could do. I don't know. I like the look of Inferno matches. It just never played out the way I expected to play out.
Oh, don't worry, Peter. When we have those Inferno matches, we'll make sure to ring up.
Do Inferno matches. You realize how hot it is in the ring with Inferno match?
Don't worry.
I gotta say, I'm with you, Peter. Just because to me, when listen, I love to suspend reality, but when wrestling goes right past that point, when Triple H has a sledgehammer and he hits someone in the head with it, and they're okay the next night on Raw. To me, this is no good. I don't want that. I want it. No. And then two other punches later, he could have a broken nose and be out for 6 weeks. No good. You can't go past you can't jump the shark, as they would say.
Oh, I remember. I saw clips of that fight. Like, that was fantastic.
It was weird. Yeah, no, it gets weird. It gets weird when it gets to weapons. Like in video games, no problem. But like you said, like the sledgehammer. I'm like,
the only people who could pull this off, and I'm big fans of him, is John Moxley. When John Moxley fought Kenny Omega,
I could tell you like him, but
yeah, no, I do.
You've mentioned Moxley a couple of times. You're right.
Sorry. By the way, this episode is not sponsored by Moxley. Just saying. No, but, so when Moxley and Kenny Omega were fighting, and then Kenny Omega comes out with a baseball bat and a broom that were both wrapped with what we were saying,
barbed wire.
Barbed wire, yes, thank you. Wrapped with barbed wire. I'm like, shit's going down, and shit did go down because they were both bleeding, and then Moxley could still walk away from this.
Yeah, but like thumbtacks and stuff like that, like barbed wire.
Real.
Yeah, that's okay. Like that, I have no problem with that. Like the Hell in a Cell, the cage matches. I find like the cage is like that disappeared. Like AEW kind of like brought it back.
Hold on. Peter is okay with thumbtacks. He's okay with barbed wires. Now, Peter, can we wrap the barbed wires around our hand, or should we have baseball? Okay, no, what? We're gonna have baseball bats.
For barbed wires. So you've been talking about this a lot, man.
Hey, listen, man,
wires, flames. Like
Cal Morin said it best. We give the people what they need, not what they want.
No, but Peter, you were right about cages going away. So cages originally, what they were for is, a feud would happen. They'd fight. There'd always be interference from the outside, a manager, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And by the end of the feud, they said, enough is enough. We need a clean winner right now. Yeah. We're putting you two in a cage. That's the climax of a feud, and they would beat the hell out of each other, and they would bleed in the cage, and that would be the end of a feud usually. That's the right way to use a cage. You don't just throw a cage out first match of a feud. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, yeah. No, like
crazy,
when was that? Was that SummerSlam, or it was Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon? I'm like, that was the most useless.
Right.
I'm like, you know what? No offense. I could probably go in there with a barbed wire and knock Shane McMahon in the face. That would have been 10 times better.
Yeah, like the Hell in a Cell was like an extreme version of it the first few times. But it's still like the cage. It took a while, and I liked it because like let's say Bret Hart and Undertaker back in the day, like I think it was Psycho Sid. Sorry, I think it was Psycho Sid back in the day, and they would use it like they do like the suplexes off the top and stuff like that. Now they probably couldn't do that anymore, but like it was just cool to see like, oh shit, like it built up to that. Or like WCW's like World War. I remember they used to do the World War thing where they had like three rings.
Yes, it was great.
Oh, that was fantastic. Yeah, that was fantastic. It would work well today.
No, I don't think they would bring it out because I think I don't know. Maybe they think people can't follow, or like I don't know what it is. Like why they can't. They don't seem to like want to expand on certain wrestling matches anymore. Just freaking.
Yeah, now it's all like, especially the WWE, it's all like, all right, well, wrestlers we have and we know people are going to enjoy. Yeah. That we're going to work with that. Same thing in comedy, right? People like them. They're going to stick with what works. Now they don't want to see upcoming talents who could probably, be like, hey, this guy is good in barbed wires. Let's see if we could,
What comedy show have you been to, man?
Hey, listen, man, you never know. All right, hold on, Joy. I have to take down more notes here. Okay. Peter does not like.
You have to read it out. You have to read it out. Fuck us.
Listen, Peter. I'm taking down notes.
This wrestling match is really gonna happen, man. It is. Slap the fucking pen out of your hand.
Oh, I like it. It's getting heated. I like it.
Don't worry. But Joy, if you ever come to Montreal, that's gonna be fantastic. That's gonna be great.
Jersey, I hear is wild.
I used to come to Montreal all the time. I played up there a million times. Nice. Used to come. I'm a big New York Rangers fan, so I used to come see them and the Canadians all the time. Me and my boys would always come up.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's freaking cool. But Jersey, I heard, is like wild there. Like I had a couple of boys from there, like they came up and they're like, yeah, it's fucking. They said I should come down, but like also certain times or whatever. But like,
no, it's fun. Yeah. New York, New Jersey is always a great time. It's everything. Yeah. Everything's happening, right here. It's so easy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll give it a shot. Do you like the East Coast or the West Coast? Have you ever been to the West Coast? I guess.
Plenty of times. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm an East Coast guy. I like the people on the East Coast, but the weather on the West Coast.
Oh yeah. Like I remember 2 years ago, I went to San Francisco because my friend wanted to go see the Metallica Symphony Orchestra.
Yeah.
So, but and it was one day. It was on the day of that I went to the concert. and the weather, like the sun was not hitting as strong as it usually does. I'm like, oh my god, all right, so whatever. The sun is weak. By the end of the night, I took off my shirt in the hotel. I don't know why I got too descriptive there, but my whole body was red. I'm like, how the fuck did I get a sunburn from where? I'm like,
was the girl using barbed wire?
No. There was no girl yet.
There's no girl there. Oh, it's just you.
No. It
You
was
and
just
your
me and a
weird
friend.
fetishes by yourself.
Hey,
Yeah.
they listen to me, okay, Dave?
Okay.
Listen, Peter, okay? No, don't worry. Barbed wire is gonna be coming. Oh, by the way, don't worry. Barbed wire is gonna be coming soon.
It's coming in. No, because like I remember like San Diego and stuff like that too. It was cool. Like it was like a nice vibe.
San Diego is gorgeous. Yeah,
San Diego
gorgeous.
is
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it's fucking I was like a lot of like I went there for Comic-Con and it's like so this is like non-stop parties, like all fucking like I was like, yo, this like Comic-Con a day and there's just like parties at night.
Absolutely.
I remember seeing like Ron Jeremy like leaving this party like puking in the alleyway. I was like, oh, this is fucking wow.
You know, you know it's gonna be a good night if Ron Jeremy pukes. That's gonna be a fucked up night.
Weirdly, I've hung out with Ron Jeremy on many occasions, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You see, Joy, if you don't want to tell those stories, you don't have to. I'm just saying. It's up to you.
That's as far as that story will go.
Nice.
I like those memes with him where he's like, you see him like, he's going off, and they're like, oh, who's this guy singing? And it's like you see this guy just like jerking off, but it's like, okay, he's not fucking singing, but I love it. It was a good meme.
Listen, as long as there's no barbed wires, it's fine.
Dude, you and your barbed wires, bro.
Shut up, Peter. Okay, you know what?
God
sorry, Joy. All right. So people in the, so we have some comments here. Joe Fo is like, you should have okay, no, we're not gonna look at that. And then we have Joe Fo, let's go Rangers.
Yeah, baby.
And then Jess is like, it's 36 hours on airplane when you come to Australia, Joy. Duly noted.
It's worth the trip, Jess. Worth the trip.
Hey,
it's worth the trip. Have you ever been to like overseas or anything like that, or?
Yeah, played in Europe many times. Always a great time. Australia and Japan are the two places I really haven't been yet that I'd like to get to.
So you played in Italy.
Yep.
Nice. Where in Italy? Through me asking.
Just I forget. You know what? It wasn't. You know what? We weren't in Italy. We were right outside of Italy. Jesus, where were we?
I
forget where it was. I don't remember this. It was. I forget the town.
I know what you're talking about. It's a weird time. I know what you're talking about that because my relatives are there.
That's
and
cool.
They're pretty freaking weird. No, that's
cool. No, you should. But you should try. Like Japan is freaking. I like Japan. I liked when I was there. But like when I remember going to like certain stores and like wrestling's like I'm like, oh shit. Then I realized, oh shit, wrestling is huge there. Like I took a picture of like this one wrestler. I forget the guy's name. And I took a picture, and then when I posted it, like all of our like wrestling buddies were like, "Oh shit, yeah, yo, this dude." I was like, "Oh fuck!" I'm like, "Okay, these guys." But it was just like like wrestling, anime, and the hentai. Like I was telling them like, "Yo, I was at like there's certain like hentai buildings, like they call it, like the North Americans call it the Tower of Babel." So what you do is like you go in and it starts off like anime and like all like just like nice whatever. Then you go up and it's like swimsuit like anime. You're like, oh okay. Then it's like hentai, which is like the Japanese cartoon porn. Then it's like the real porn, and then you go up again. Then it's like the fucked up porn. Like there's like I remember I saw a video cassette with this like guy like this girl covered in shit, and I was like, what the fuck is going? And then I look at the cashier, and we look at the cashiers progressively. They get from like solemn, like relaxed to like the like the guy at the top is like I was like I was like, what the fuck is this?
I could see Claudio working on the top floor of the cashier.
Hey guys, you guys want to see some barbed wire fisting?
Yeah, barbed wire fist. Here's the thing, Cassata, like Joe, like Claudio has a thing with fisting too. That's his thing.
That's not true. Joy, that's not true.
That's his thing. Like every time, what'd you do with that girl? Oh, dude, I just fisted her like all fire. Like,
we really turned the corner here. What the hell happened?
Yeah, I know. Seriously, Peter, we're trying to have a clean, fun, entertainment podcast, and he does not want. Joy does not want to know about fisting and pornography.
He does have a kid. Like, he does kids thing in the morning, thing at night. So I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to hear about Claudia's weird.
Whoa! Hold on. First of all, you heard that from. See, Peter. Now, hold on. Now,
no. It's all good. It's all good. We love you.
See, Jericho had the list of Jericho. I have the list of Claudio.
I could.
Okay,
I know. I could see who the heel and the babyface is in this match already.
Oh shit, man! No,
Who
I'm the
thinks-
babyface. I'm the babyface.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I'm
what I mean. You're the no, Peter. You're the babyface. You're like the Rock. You're just digging him and dissing him.
Nah. No. I'm not there. I wish if I had the wordplay, I'd go in. You know what I mean? I want to be more like Eddie Guerrero. I just I become like the good guy. Then all of a sudden it's like, where's my girlfriend? And I'm like, I got her. Like, I got you, buddy. I got.
Yeah, I see. No,
Latino heat.
You see, yeah. See, for me, I want to start off as Bray Wyatt and then end up like Matt Hardy.
What? What the fuck?
I thought for sure he was going to say John Moxley again.
Nice.
because Matt Hardy loses, and when he was in WWE, he was always losing some big titles. So I'm like, I want to be as good as him. So then at the end, I don't have to get into big fights. This big, oh look, Claudio's the loser, so we leave him there. But then I'll come out of nowhere, take a barbed wire, and just smack people across the face. You never saw it coming.
God damn, man.
Don't worry.
I learned a lot about you today, Claudio.
Don't worry, Peter. I learned a lot about you.
Man.
So Joey, let's wrap this up. People in the comments have more questions for Joey here. Hold on, Joe feels like there's a bear. Okay.
No. Jess asked, "Is there Joe full podcast tonight?" And he says, "Does a bear shit in the woods?" That's what he. Which technically, which bear are you talking about? Are you talking about the regular bear or the other? But anyway, we're not going to go into that.
Exactly. Joy, so do you have any upcoming project? You mentioned that you're very busy. What's the next project that we could catch you on? I mean, see you on, not literally like Jess is going to come catch you and say, I want to see you.
The very newest thing that I'm currently promoting is the Jake the Snake episode right now. It just came out about a week and a half ago. Nice. It's so fun. It's a quick watch, guys. It's like 7 minutes. It's on YouTube. It's really fun. It's me and Jake, kind of bullshitting, and by the end, it turns bad for old Joeylicious. Doesn't get the good end of that stick. So it's a fun episode. Check it out. Again, I'm trying to promote the show as much as we can. We're looking to get a full deal on Netflix, Amazon, anywhere that'll have us. So guys like you, we love the promotion that you guys give us. The new book will be out probably by Christmas. The latest, the one where hopefully I battle Jericho for the title by the end of the book.
Nice.
So that keep a lookout for that. That'll be available on Amazon.com. But all of my stuff is available on Amazon right now. Most of the Wrestling with Joeylicious episodes, you can go on Amazon Prime and find them. I'm not sure if they're available in Canada. I remember hearing from Joe Food that they're not.
No, they're not available. Right. Like your series, I had to go on YouTube and find some clips.
Right.
But then like full episodes going on. I'm like, God damn it, it's not here in Canada. Oh, yes, but
you could check out the shorts on YouTube. Like I said, the Jake the Snake short is on YouTube right now. Yeah. Just type in Wrestling with Joeylicious. All the fun will pop up. And on Amazon, if you want to buy the first book of Wrestling with Joeylicious, it's up there as well.
And are you planning on coming to Montreal?
Yeah, we hope so. I mean, who knows what's going to bring in the new year. I know we're still kind of restricted. I don't know can you guys enter our country? Can we enter yours? I don't even know what's happening these days.
Yeah, it's I think you guys could come, but like with us, it's like I think with the QR code is probably we're probably gonna be able to go, but like you guys no problem. But honestly, Joeylicious, I'm a fan now. Like I was like, I want to know more about you. I'm a fan. I'm down for I'm down for any other projects you got. We're gonna promote your shit as much as we can.
Yeah, there we go.
I just want to see more of your stuff, man. I want to see how you get the title, whatever it is, man.
If I get the title,
you will, Joy. You will, Joy. And you know what? If you need help from me and Peter to beat Jericho, we're gonna help you. And if Joe feels are gonna be there,
Moxley, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Bring Moxley. Bring Malachi Black. We got you.
I'm fucking down, man. Joeylicious, man. Yeah,
exactly. All right. So people,
I appreciate it, boys. I really do.
No problem. So, folks, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our page for awesome shenanigan episodes. You can catch Joeylicious on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And that's it. Joy, any final words? Because we're going to head out.
No, just like you said, check me out on all the social media sites. Joey Cassata across the board at Instagram, at Facebook, at Twitter. Check me out on YouTube. Same thing. Joey Cassata on YouTube. You'll see all the things we talked about today, from ZO2 to Z-Rock to Wrestling with Joeylicious.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. And folks, his links are here at the bottom. Just before we go, a big shout out to Joeful in the Ring, Frank, Joeful and Kyle, and Joeful for
DJ
helping me.
Pinks.
And EJ, well, he's part of Joeful for helping us getting Joey Cassata for this awesome interview. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Joy. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for doing this. You are an awesome. You're just awesome. Like words can't describe how awesome you are.
And
Thank you, boys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're gonna play the outro, but like, yeah, you just take, after the credits, we'll just like, final words, whatever.
All right.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, check out Joe Full in the Ring at 9 p.m. Have yourselves a good night. Bye.
And stay dirty.
Yeah.